Make the game of tennis an easy one with the Yonex E-Zone 100. The E-Zone family has been making quite a name for themselves over the last several generations. With this newest update, Yonex continues to elevate the E-Zone 100 in both graphics, specs, and technologies. 2G NAMD speed has been added to the graphite layup in the shaft for more power and better ball feedback. The beam construction has been tweaked as well with a thicker, more convex cross-section in the shaft for added stability and a thinner frame face for a softer feel. Yonex continues the tradition with its signature isometric head shape for an extremely forgiving response. I have been anxiously awaiting for the update of the E-Zone 100 as I've used the last 4 generations, and from the very first swing, it feels like an E-Zone 100 and it feels like home to me. Right off the bat, I had no adjustment period. I was able to go straight down to the court and actually play a doubles match without any issues. On the baseline, I really love the E-Zone 100's combination of power and control for me. It's not too powerful, but there's enough control for me to really accentuate my aggressive baseline game. I can be aggressive when I need to be on approach shots, but I still have enough control and precision when I'm on the defense. I also really liked the spin potential of the E-Zone 100. For me, I have hit the most spin, but I use spin in a different ways, whether I'm on the defense, on the backhand slice, or if I'm hitting a shorter angled ground stroke for different reasons, whether I'm hitting an approach shot or pulling my opponent off the court. Lastly, I thought this racket is pretty maneuverable. I never felt like it was lagging or far behind, but it was also stable enough for me that I never felt like it got pushed around. The main difference for me between this and the previous one is I feel like it's a little bit softer feeling, taking closer steps to that coveted DR feel. For me, I really have no negatives, and overall, it's a great all-around playing racket, and it's in my top 2 for this year and considering a switch.
I've tested several versions of the E-Zone 100, and I always find them very easy to settle into, and this one was just like those. The one thing I did notice though is in the last couple of versions, I've actually preferred the E-Zone 98, just because I found them to have a little bit more control that I'm craving. But with this E-Zone 100, this latest version, I felt that I felt more in control of my shots right away. The ball just seemed to pocket really well on the string bed, so I had a really good sense of where I was sending my shots. And I was also getting good topspin, so I was really enjoying hitting my backhand cross court short to pull my opponent off the court and open up the other side. As I moved forward to net, I was again really impressed with the stability of this racket. It felt more stable to me, and also plenty comfortable, and also good maneuverability. Those are the key things that I'm looking for as I move forward to net. When it came to serve, initially I was struggling to hit my flat serve, but I did find my range after a few minutes, and I was actually finding it really nice to hit some spin with this one as well. Overall, this racket is just one of those that is very easy to use, and I'm really impressed with the control, stability, and feel of this version.
I'm always excited to play test the latest version of the E-Zone, and this one actually features the coolest cosmetic of the E-Zone line, in my opinion. Playability wise, it's what I expected. It's a super easy, friendly racket to use. Found it really whippy and great to generate topspin and get easy depth with this racket as well. I found the power level to be really good for a racket that's about 11 ounces. With this update though, I think the biggest difference is the feel. This one feels more plush than the past few generations of E-Zones, closer to the DR, not quite as plush as the old AI version, but still a nice plush feel contact. Overall, this is a really solid update in the E-Zone line. I would definitely put this racket in a demo box along a racket like the Babolat Pure Drive.
I was the lucky playtester that got to test the 98 alongside the 100, and the E-Zones, as all the playtesters have already said, are always a fun playtest. For me, that usually means pure power, really easy spin, and I noted in the 98 that it felt a little bit more controlled with this iteration. I would say I felt something similar in the 100, but the 100 was giving me a boost in power compared to the 98. Typically, I often gravitate towards those smaller head sizes and the heavier of the rackets, but actually the E-Zone 100 was my favorite of the two because this racket was just so fun to hit. Really easy to hit deep into the court and feel the shots and know exactly where the ball was going. As everyone has already mentioned, really plush response. The ball sinks into that string bed and you really can dictate exactly where you want it to go, but it's also super maneuverable, so fun to hit those angles.
I loved it at net. I actually was very surprised how much fun I had volleying with this racket. Lots of control, but still able to hit nice touch and then put balls away with authority. And on serves, just the same. Very easy to maneuver, really fast through the ball. This was an awesome play test for me. Definitely one that I would consider even playing around with some weight and just upping that swing weight and really getting dialed in with even more plow through.
We strung up this Yonex E-Zone 100 in a couple different string setups, but this one is Yonex Polytour Pro at around 52 pounds. For more information on this racket, please check us out at Tennis Warehouse, Tennis Warehouse Europe, or Tennis Only.